What's up, guys? My name is Miles.
And my name is Fez.
And this is The Commodity. And today we are reacting to the first drive / review of the newest facelift of the Axia, the Perodua Axia.
And supposedly this is the cheapest car in Malaysia, am I right?
Yes.
So this is going to be really interesting, and we're going to decide if we see the value in going with cheap, and if it's, because sometimes you get what you pay for.
Right, and I think the Myvi, if I'm not mistaken, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, like I know you will. The Myvi,
they always do,
is the older, I guess the older brother, the step up from the Axia.
Okay, so this is actually a step down
from the Myvi.
From the Myvi. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not saying that the Myvi should be the bottom, but compared to the what was the one that they compared it to? The Myvi, the one that's below the X50.
We'll put it right here. The Ativa.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. So before we jump into this, I would like to go ahead and talk about our subscriber count. Y'all are killing it, and I appreciate that.
It's like we were walking upstairs and then we just started running.
And we're growing. I mean, I feel like a baby that just turned into a toddler that turned into an adult.
If you guys have ever seen, what's that movie?
Big?
Ryan Reynolds, where he cuts his hand off and he has the baby hand.
Oh, Deadpool?
Deadpool. We're going our little baby hands.
I don't know what that means. That's not the analogy I was going with. But anyways, y'all are killing it. Let's keep on going because I want to get this tattoo right here. We need 15,000 subscribers by April 20th. So hit that subscribe button, ring-a-ding that bell before I kick you in the throat.
Guys, down in the description below, we're gonna post our Patreon. I'm also gonna throw it right here in the Discord. We've got over 200 members now.
I think it's 280.
Almost 300 members in our Discord. It's popping off. I can't even keep up with half of it anymore.
Yeah, it's insane.
We're having great conversations. I'm staying up until like 2 a.m. our time to talk to you guys because I want to be able to interact with everyone.
That's 3 p.m. your time.
That is 3 p.m. your time. So, guys, we're having a great time in there. We're going to throw...
If you're in Malaysia, of course. Unless you're here, then it's our time, too.
Awkward. We're going to throw that down in the description below.
But also in the description, we're going to put our P.O. box so you can send us things like snacks and...
Love letters.
Love letters and snacks.
Hey, Luna.
Snacks.
I don't know. You give me art faces. I figured I'd throw that in there.
Snacks. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this.
Let's go ahead and jump in. The first drive, 2019 Perodua Axia 1.0 facelift review. Slap style.
So what is style RM39K? Do you know what this is?
Oh, that's ringlets.
I know that, but what style and...
The style is the model. So there's a style and then there's an AV. So the style, I believe, is their bottom trim. AV is the top trim.
All right, let's jump into it. Let's talk all the trash.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm just kidding.
Perodua introduced the Axia some 5 years ago, and to date, it has already...
We haven't seen Matthew Tong before.
Twice.
No.
But what's harder to believe is that I've never actually
rocking the
driven
braces.
Axia.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, 5 years into its life, just how much the quirky A segment hatch has matured over the years. First things first, it's Axia and not Axia. It's
Axia.
Axia.
We've been saying Axia.
Well, that's what it's spelled.
You're
If it's English,
it's pronounced
it's
Axia.
Axia.
Yeah.
in 5 years.
But apparently it's not English.
I thought I should lay that out right now. Now, there are 6 variants on sale with prices starting from 24,000 ringgit to 43,000 ringgit, big gap. And I have with me the range topping Advance right here, as well as the brand new style, which I think is solely responsible for creating all the hype regarding the updated Axia. Design-wise, it's...
What did you say the least was?
The style.
No, but what was the price?
39,000 ringgits.
Okay. I'd need a... Hey, Google. 39,000 ringgits to USD.
39,000 Malaysian ringgit equals $9,444.25.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
43,000. What's 43,000?
Hey, Google. What is 43,000 ringgits to USD?
33,000 Malaysian ringgit equals $10,412.89.
So this starts at 9,000 and ends at 10,000.
That is stupid.
That's cheaper
awesome.
than any car we have on the road in the United States
Like,
by far.
Used almost. Like you would have to
Yeah.
have all honesty, and I'm not trying to discredit this car, but in the U.S. to buy a car at this price, you are getting into a very high mileage good car or a very high mileage crappy car. I mean, it's basically a rough car.
At this price point, at a brand new car, I'm kind of excited to see.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'll be upfront and honest. Hate me if you want. I have very low expectations for $10,000. Low expectations.
I don't think they can launch something brand new and expect people to buy it even at that price.
But
if it's a terrible
don't you think
car.
that if something came out that wasn't that nice, but they still sold it for $10,000 in this country, don't you think it would sell well?
Yeah,
Just because of the price?
but it doesn't sell as good as the Myvi, and it's more expensive.
It's
So we'll
styled
see.
very much in the vein of a crossover with unpainted plastic claddings that go around the car, complete with skid plates, roof rails, and unique front and rear bumpers, with the former featuring some fake carbon fiber design. It's also
Hey.
the only variant
I saw that and I
to
didn't know if it was
15-inch
real or fake.
dual-tone alloy wheels. Well, the rest of the range get 14 inches, as you can see. And together with the
I like the
fatter,
Styles
higher
wheels
profile,
more than I
as
like
well
the
as
AV,
this fake
and the
roof
Styles
rails.
cheaper.
It's fake because it doesn't hold anything.
I agree.
It's just purely for cosmetic reasons. They raised the car's height by 15 millimeters. But next to the standard Axia, you'd be hard pressed to tell. Other features unique to the style are clear lens taillights as well as blacked out side mirrors. But Perodua, next time don't be so cheapskate. This one is not stylish at all. Just put it in a side mirror like the advanced light. I mean, come on, man. How is this stylish?
It would look a little better.
And realistically, who cares about the stylish part of it? It's more visible on the side and in
100%.
front of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, because the thing is, if you've got somebody straight in front of you, well, I guess they can see the front
stupid.
lights. I'm an idiot.
So stupid.
I'm stupid.
Okay, so before I move over to the advanced, I just gotta say the style looks pretty legit for what it is. And it's the only one to get this sunrise orange.
Wait, is the
If you
orange
wanna
one
stand out,
cheaper
you
or
know
higher?
exactly which
Cheaper.
model to go for. And as for pricing, this guy is
I like the
39,000
taillights
ringgit,
better.
which
Mhm.
is the same as the Axia SE.
I can already see
So
this
sitting at
one
the top of
has a
the
backup
range is
camera,
this, the Axia
and the
Advance
Style
at
did not.
And it's got the
43,000
front
ringgit.
Sensors.
Now, as we
Sensors.
go along the video, I'm going to touch a little bit on all the other variants to let you know exactly which variant that you should go for. But this guy right here is fully kitted to the brim. It's got front lip, rear lip, side skirt, unique dual-tone alloy wheels with a slightly different design.
Just
You
like
don't
what
like
you
the
said.
dual
I
tone.
no, and it's not even that. The styling looks worse on this one
Well,
than
see,
the other one.
The way it's styled, the wheels look smaller.
Yeah, I agree. You're, and it looks like the tires are huge on it.
Yeah.
Design, as well as front parking sensors. You've got two, one on each side, and these are present in the Axia SE as well. The big news this time around is the addition of Advanced Safety Assist 2.0 or ASA 2.0, which comes with pre-collision warning, pre-collision braking,
I wanna
front
test that
departure
with
alert,
you.
and pedal
Okay.
misoperation control. All these
I'll just
features
run
are
out in
via
front of
a
you.
Stereo camera at the top of the windscreen, and if you're very particular about safety, this one is the one to get. This is the most impressive part. Perodua has finally stepped up their safety game. And I remember back in 2016, the Perodua Axia G was only given the ABS. And that was 2 years after the Axia was launched. And now the G Extra, which is the G variant that you're supposed to go for instead of the G, adds on ESP. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, ASA 2.0. This is the same system you find in the flagship Arus SUV, and even the Myvi has ASA 1.0, which has a slightly lower
Myvi
threshold.
gang.
This guy beats that. However, having said that, the base E-spec still doesn't come with ABS, and that is quite a pain.
Okay, so I guess the Style is not the base.
But
There's a base E-spec.
it's crazy to think that so in the U.S., every car that touches the road since 1997 is required by law to have ABS brakes.
Mm-hmm.
So
For safety concerns.
yeah,
of
100%. And the distance, and it's really doesn't have a whole lot to do with distance of stopping. It's control while stopping,
course. Right.
because your brakes as long as you don't pulsate your feet while you're hitting the brakes, it shouldn't lock up the tires, and you can still steer within reason, of course. So it's kind of crazy that that's kind of a not standard, considering there's so many pedestrians and scooter riders and motorcycle riders in Malaysia for them not to need.
So there's some reasoning, I get. Well, I mean, even the style's 39 ringgits, so 39,000 ringgits. So if that's not the base model and there's a lesser model for less,
but still, to me,
no, safety
that
first, 100%
is more important than a lot of other. Get rid of the windshield wipers.
I'd rather pay a little more money to have ABS. To not just take care of my family, but other people.
At this point in the world, ABS is probably like pennies on the dollar for a manufacturer to manufacture ABS. Right. They could just go steal some old ABS technology, throw it on there, and it'd be like $3 to $5 difference in materials, really, when you're making that many cars.
In the where, and the G, like I said, doesn't make sense because you have to top up 1,500 ringgit to get ESC. Might as well just get the G Extra and just forget about the G. I mean, even if you decide to get the G and you want to add on like Bluetooth head unit, you want to change the wheels, you want to modify and all that, you cannot add safety features, and that is something that I think nobody should compromise. So G Extra, the
100%.
Yeah, not having ESC, which is electronic electronic stability control, and all these other safety features should be. This is one reason why I enjoy selling Toyotas. Safety features, they have Toyota Safety Sense. It's on every single car. Granted, they don't get as cheap as $10,000, but the point is, even the cheapest cars have safety features, all the same safety features as the $90,000 Land Cruiser. The other thing is, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto should be in every vehicle as well. It's not just fun; it is a safety feature.
Yeah.
Inside, the Axia Advance is the only one to get leather-wrapped steering wheel with built-in audio controls. The rest, nothing like this. And it's got white contrast stitching, so that's nice. And in the middle here, you get this touchscreen head unit with Bluetooth, very important in 2019. HDMI connection, USB port, SD card, as well as reverse camera.
HDMI connection.
No more leather seats for the Advance.
That's
do
different.
Not know why, but I think this penny pinching move is specifically made for you to look into the official Gear Up accessories catalog. That is where you'll find the leather seat cover. Shame. As for the Axia style, I like that it comes with push start button and powered side mirrors with folding function. Very nice. And the seats, man, check it out. It's got this black denim fabric, and I think it looks miles better than what you find in the Axia Advance. It's quite ironic that the style is more stylish. But anyway, this thing in the middle is not cool at all. I mean, it looks fine looks-wise, but it doesn't have Bluetooth, and in 2019 that is almost a crime. You've got USB slot here for your.
I wholeheartedly agree. It is a crime not to have Bluetooth because again, it is a safety feature.
Yeah, because you got to pull out your phone if somebody calls you, as opposed to when you have
or
Bluetooth.
Even
you
if you
press a button.
Consider yourself safe driver and you don't pull out your phone, which is supposed to be what you do, but at the same time, who follows the rules?
Right.
Would you rather have somebody that's breaking the rules by pulling out their phone or just hitting a button on the steering wheel? You're breaking I guess at some level, you're breaking the rules no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, it's law in Texas, but nobody follows it. Even the police you can see on their phones.
Yeah.
Also in the U.S., and I believe it should be pretty much everywhere, it's also a safety feature. Even if it's this big in your rearview mirror. Backup camera should be in every car. At least in this country, people have ran over children, ran over animals, ran over things that they can't see. Even when we first started adding it to our cars, it was literally like screens that were this big, like super tiny, and they were in the rearview mirror. It was awful, but it was big enough for you to be able to see if anything was behind you. Mm-hmm. Again, it is technology that is super, super cheap nowadays. Like, you could add all these features and raise the price by like $100.
Yeah.
Your external audio source, but Bluetooth hands-free for calling function is more of a safety feature than a necessity for.
My dude, we agree.
it is what I use Bluetooth for anyway in a car. Other than that, I think the car, being a first timer in this car, it's pretty spacious for an A segment car. And I like that all of these variants, they come with that hook, anti-theft hook, for those of you stylish people who like to carry handbags or man bags, whichever. Other than that, there are no other changes made to the cabin, and somehow I just find myself
I think I should carry one.
Man, those are some tight pants.
On a center armrest. Anyway, moving on, the rear seats are spacious. You can comfortably sit, I guess, 3 adults back here.
That's pretty spacious. Legit.
Yeah, he looks
the same.
He looks about the same height, if not maybe a little taller than the guy that reviewed the Ativa.
Yeah.
But
there's no really way to tell.
We're
just
there,
guessing.
Yeah.
Because this is probably smaller than like the Myvi, which the Ativa is drastically.
The back seat of the Ativa was smaller than the back seat of the Myvi.
So curious.
Before. And speaking of same car as before, the boot space is still 260 liters of space, which means you cannot kidnap anybody. Now, let's go drive this thing.
Is this the car that people were saying that they need to come pick us up with all our luggage and 2 full size, American? I don't know what that means. But
I think so. Yeah.
That would be a tough way to 2 bags would be hard to get in there with a full group of people.
I agree.
Fresh air. For the second facelift, no mechanical changes have been done whatsoever. So that means every single Axia model is powered by a 1-liter 3-cylinder petrol engine, naturally aspirated of course, making 67 horsepower and 91 Newton meters of torque. I don't remember in the history of this channel ever mentioning output figures in the 2 digits, but there you go, that would be a first. And I also don't remember driving a car with an engine that vibrates so much at idle and is loud when you rev it. I guess it's true what
that is loud when we can hear it so drastically over a microphone.
Damn. But having said that, it's really one of the most efficient cars that you can buy on the market right now. The 4-speed models fitted with a 4-speed automatic manage an average fuel consumption of 21.5 or 21.6 kilometers per
21.6 miles per liter.
Kilometers
per liter.
2 miles per gallon.
Hey Google. 21.6 kilometers per liter to miles per gallon.
21.6 kilometers per liter is equal to 50.806 miles per gallon.
Holy guacamole.
Holy cow, for $10,000 you're getting 50 miles to the gallon?
That's better than most car in the United States.
That's better than most motorcycles in the United States. Holy crap.
So
okay, to be fair, you can get a Corolla hybrid that gets that same fuel economy. You can, but that is $26,000. Well, not it's 22.
Oh, I'm sorry,
but yeah, you're looking at 22. You're looking at twice the cost of a vehicle to get that same fuel economy. A Prius again, double. If not more than that.
The Kia Rio, I think, gets in the high 30s, low 40s.
Yeah.
And they start at 14 to 15,000.
No, not anymore. They're like 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's insane. However, I assume, it's a 1 liter. So.
Again, it's a super unsafe car, but that's impressive.
Yeah.
And we're not dogging on the car whatsoever. Just in general, the car could be a great car. We're kind of more or less, Proton needs to take care of its people.
Yeah.
And Perodua. Proton. Perodua needs, I was thinking of your tattoo.
Yeah.
Perodua needs to take care of their people, because you got people spending thousands of dollars on your car. Keep them safe.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Keep them safe,
But I'm comparing this to American cars. There's nothing like this on the market for the U.S. And so the comparison isn't even really there.
You okay?
Yeah,
just
acid reflux.
Okay.
No, but there's no real comparison in the U.S. There's not a $10,000 car that's brand new for sale, and there's nothing that's getting 50 miles per gallon close to $10,000.
Yeah.
And there's no 1 liter anywhere near it in the U.S. either. So
liters. And then the one with the 5-speed manual manages about 22.5 kilometers per liter. So very impressive figures. As for manual transmissions, Perodua no longer offers the manual above grade G and above. So if you really want the manual, the Kosong spec grade E, the Axia E, is the only one that you should get.
it's interesting how they level
I
them.
guess this is one of those official unsaid reasons of the impending death of the manual gearbox, guys. Even first-time car buyers are not looking to drive manual anymore. I mean, something's wrong with this generation. But you know, what can you do? Anyway, regarding
I'm
the
good for them to go.
four-speed
I enjoy
automatic
driving them
transmission,
from time to
it's
time, but
just
not.
So-so, you know, it's nothing impressive. It's just made to get the job done. Smooth is definitely not the operative word here. It's hard to predict what the gearbox wants to do sometimes, you know, upshift, downshift, stay in gear. It's just very hard to predict sometimes, you know. And then there's all the noises. And in terms of NVH, the two most appalling traits of this car would be the engine as well as tire raw. I mean, I think tire raw can easily be fixed by putting on nicer, quieter set of tires, more expensive ones, of course. But the engine noise is something no one can do anything about. If you rev it, you can hear it, and it's not good. In terms of NVH, I think the Saga is a million times better. It is way out there, way up there, and just takes the cake out of this one. As for ride quality, again, this car is just so-so, nothing impressive, you know. When driving over undulating surfaces, the ride can be a little bit busy, but generally it's not bad. In simple terms, it just means that the car is bouncy sometimes, and if you can live with that, you can live with that. Comparatively, I think the Saga is years ahead, miles better in terms of ride comfort.
Have we done the
And,
Saga?
if you're driving on a highway,
That's our next
the
car.
A segment Kia Picanto, which is slightly a bit more expensive, does a better job at providing assurance, and it's just more stable to drive at the speed limit compared to this. So I mentioned earlier that there are no mechanical.
So on a car this price for this size and all that kind of stuff, road noise, I would have zero issue. I'd be okay with it being a loud car.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with the noise from the engine. I would be okay with the bouncy ride and all that kind of stuff. To me, even on cheap cars, whenever I sell them that are like $16,000, $17,000, that's what I expect at that price point. When you start getting into the low to mid 20s in the US, at least, like I said, I mean, I got nothing to compare this to, so I'm comparing apples to oranges. But that's when I'm like, okay, you should expect a little bit more sound deadening. But then when you start getting into the $40,000 range, you should be like
It
on
should be
feathers.
Then, I mean, obviously, this vehicle is specifically designed for its one purpose, to get you from here to there.
Correct.
Whether or not it does it safely or enjoyably, that's what it's made.
That's what it's designed for. 100%.
changes, right? So that applies across the board, even for the more SUV looking.
Aesthetically, it's not bad.
It's not a bad looking vehicle.
The only difference that I can tell is the turning radius. So we did a test, we put some cones, and we find that the 15-inch wheels actually impede turning radius a little bit, so you just have to make a larger turn to make the same U-turn. So just keep that in mind. Granted, the Axia is not a perfect car, especially for those who are looking to buy their first car, but I think what it does really, really well is being the tool that people want to get from point A to point B. And the Axia does it in a very efficient way, and I guess reliably as well. I managed to get about 71.5 kilometers per liter of fuel used on mixed driving conditions, and that's based on normal driving, getting stuck in traffic and being a little bit heavy-footed to get the car off the line. Stuff like that, you know. And I still managed to get a decent fuel consumption figure, so I think those who are looking to get this car can look forward to saving some money, especially when the fuel starts floating again. Okay, so all things said and done, let's move on to some final thoughts, and we're going to talk about which variant you should be looking to get. All right,
The
like
safe
I mentioned
one.
earlier, we're going to touch on some
Yeah.
of the variants of the other Axias in the range. So if you're really looking to buy the Axia, the number one thing to keep in mind is safety.
Without ABS in the E and ESP in the G, the cheapest Axia you should even consider is the G Extra. So prices technically start from 35,000 ringgit and not, I repeat, not 24,000 ringgit.
In terms of driving enjoyment and ride comfort and all that, if you are one to put those over safety and you can look past stuff like ASA, then the Proton Saga is definitely a good buy. And if you want a slightly larger car, then of course you would go for the Myvi. But this guy sells over 400,000 units for good reason, and right now they have
Wow.
amped up on the safety front. So at 43,000 ringgit, the Axia Advance is the only one to come with ASA or any features with autonomous emergency braking. Now, cars that are 10 times its price don't even have that. BMW, Audi, and Porsche, they don't even have AEB. So to have that in an A segment car is pretty mind-blowing. And this is the cheapest car in Malaysia to come with ASA. And for those who are looking to buy the G Extra, because you know the style is not for you, then
And they use
it
the
is
heck out of
cheapest car in
acronyms.
Malaysia to come with
Yeah.
ESP. Okay, so to sum up my thoughts, I think the updated Axia range deserves some praise, particularly because of safety. And the more I look at the style, the more I find it appealing. But I think it's because it's very unique. You know, it doesn't look like any Axia in the range, and also this is
It
what a
is more
proper facelift
attractive.
should look like,
It's a good-looking
but then
car.
You've got updated safety, so all is well. Now, I've said my piece. Let me know what you think of the Axia range below. And
Yeah.
Obviously, the style is more stylish, as he said, you know. But that's the thing. You can't just think about, you know, what am I gonna look like riding down the road.
I mean, that's like, to be
It
fair,
shouldn't be why you're buying this car in the first
this
place.
is an accessory. Like,
Yeah.
people treat cars like accessories. Just the most expensive accessory. They want to be seen or not be seen, for that matter.
Right.
Depending
I
on what you're
mean,
driving.
You wear clothes to cover your body, you know. Just as you drive a car to get from point A to point B, well, you're not going to wear clothes with holes in them and look ugly. So I'm not going to drive a car that can't
That's actually
be
popular.
utilized. Well, okay. I'm not going to use a car that can't be utilized to its full extent. It's not going to save myself or my family in an accident. It's not going to save others on the road. You know, it's just.
And in this car, I'm sure there are families that buy it, but do you want to put your teenager in it?
Right.
Do you want to put your 16-year-old or however old you have to be to drive in Malaysia? But
And
to
again,
me,
it's not trash talking the car. It's
no.
100% Perodua needs to
It's looking
make
at
some of these things standard. You know.
the safety features should be standard on every single vehicle. Bluetooth should be on every single vehicle.
Bluetooth
Backup
for
camera
sure.
should be on every single vehicle. I
No.
don't care.
The autonomous emergency braking, things like that. That he's not incorrect when he says a lot of base BMW,
Yeah.
Audi, they don't come standard with it. Actually, Audi might. No, I'm pretty sure BMW does not though.
But Toyotas do, at least in the U.S.
But you can there's a lot of vehicles that are starting to do
But
it
at $10,000, I don't expect a lot of
I don't
those kind of
expect
things.
autonomous emergency braking. I don't expect lane keep assist, lane departure warning system. I do expect a backup camera, Bluetooth, small things like that. I mean, you can go buy an Apple CarPlay, Android Auto aftermarket stereo from an auto store for $250 US dollar. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at that kind of price difference, that's a consumer buying it straight from the store.
The
I can only
manufacturer.
imagine what a manufacturer
Is getting it for.
is getting it for. You see what I'm
So
saying?
there's really no excuse at this point.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
My name's Miles.
my name is Fez.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Out.